Que pasa, amigos? Today on HUBR Beer Review, we are drinking Space Diamonds by Other Half Brewing Company out of Brooklyn, New York. Thanks for joining us.
Hey everybody, welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional, somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and reviewing. We're back to do that once again. We have got a fun one, hopefully, here. I've got Andy in the attic. I've got Jay. I am Ben. What are we drinking?
Space Diamonds from Other Half. It's a double dry hopped IPA. So
Nice. I mean, relative, right? I've never had it, so it's well, being not the IPA guy. All right. Have you had this one, Jay?
I was trying to think. I know I've had variants of it. I had their triple Space Diamond. I know that, where they did a triple dry hop version. This is their standard. So it's widely known, I think, both between the Brooklyn brewery and the one in DC. So I think I might have saved myself on this one for you guys.
It smells fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Ben's waiting. Ben wants to cheers.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates. Mm.
I mean, it's very like, I don't even know if hazy is the word. It's like almost milky, is, you know.
Yeah. It's ghostly. Well, Ben, what'd you learn about this one? What'd you find out?
I found out I've never had this one. I know we've done at least one or two other halves, at least one. Right?
But specifically this beer, what did you
Oh, I didn't research it at all.
We've done
okay.
We've done a few.
Oh.
So,
you didn't use AI for it, Ben?
No. That's not my piece of the puzzle.
It is a New England style hazy IPA, Imperial, so at 8.5%. It uses Galaxy hops, hence probably the Space Diamond, and then more Galaxy hops when they do the dry hop, double dry hop. It has notes of passion fruit, mild pine, again with my writing, and green guava. Again, that says when I fall asleep and my pen keeps writing something, you know, or nodding. So mild pine, citrus, passion fruit, mild pine, and green guava.
I just had a thought of flaming globes of Sigmund.
What does that mean? Non-Seinfeld people will not get this. All right. We've done several other halves. This is the latest. This is out of Brooklyn, New York. They also have a brewery in Washington, D.C. Correct, Jay?
Correct.
Okay. Founded in 2014. My three guys. They're very well known for collaborating with other breweries. They also have, locations in Philadelphia, Finger Lakes, and Buffalo. Whether they brew there, I don't know. It just said locations.
I don't think they do. I think they
just
take the stuff they get from the others.
Yeah. So it would make sense. DC and Philly, and then the Brooklyn into the Buffalo. That's a long haul, Buffalo and Finger Lakes. Finger Lakes not so much, but on the way to Buffalo. So I like the one thing I wanted to point out. Always for Untapped, go to the barcode here,
QR,
and they just do little touches. You know, they're known for their little characters that they put on cans. It's kind of fuzzy. So add additions to the can art is I can appreciate that.
Which way are
The
you supposed to
subtle
look at these
touches.
little characters?
Vertically. They're
Vertically?
smiling at you.
What
Looks
are
like
they?
you got some cheese and broccoli and a blueberry or tomato or something
Okay.
like that. You know, and I was like,
Which-
oh, where do they get these names? I don't know why they name things space diamonds. Yeah, maybe the
It's tied to the
there's a
galaxy,
huh?
the hops.
Yeah,
Then they have
Galaxy
one
hops.
like in DC. They had one called Tomato Factory, which was one of their IPAs because the building they're in was an old tomato can factory.
So that's a
And
tomato.
Brody-
Yeah, and broccoli is another one of their favorite ones. I mean, it's highly popular. They're well known, and we've talked about it for their IPAs and some of their sours. But when you go in, like when I was in DC last, they typically have about 20-25 beers on tap, and I'd say probably 3/4 to 80% of them are all IPAs. So.
and we will be
Not-
reviewing broccoli.
Mhm.
So Jay, you have to tell me why in the world they called it broccoli, because I couldn't find that out.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, because you added the tomato,
Mhm.
you know, why they didn't have a tomato factory. Great. I couldn't find a thing about why they call it broccoli. So but we'll
Right.
get to that on a future. But I could figure out the space diamonds with the galaxy hops and all that.
Yeah, we've got broccoli and then a couple of their sours as well.
Yeah.
That we're gonna try. I got
I'm
those for
curious to
Ben because he's
Bust
not
into
the
their
IPA guy.
sours. All right.
So-
Ben, have you
That
had
it?
this before?
That's what you got. Oh, yeah, numerous
Is that
times.
it?
This is like this is my weekend beer here. No, I've never had this before. Never had it. Are you trying to ask me to go first? Is that what you're trying to
Yeah,
do?
go ahead. What do you think about this beer,
What?
Ben?
What? So first thing I want to say is just kind of a shout out to FLX Beer Reviews. I know they are big fans of Other Half, and they're up in the upstate New York, I think in the Finger Lakes area. So it's something they have a lot of access to. So I know they have reviewed a lot of theirs. If y'all hadn't checked out FLX Beer Reviews, go do so. We'll put the link down at the bottom. I like this one. I think it's actually really tasty. You know, again, I'm not the IPA guy in that it's going to be the last thing I grab. But if I'm going to have an IPA, definitely the haze. And like I said before, this one's kind of almost milky in a way. It's just kind of, it's a little thicker than, you know, others that I've had, but anyway, I think it's got a great,
Mouthful.
yeah, I think it's got a great flavor. It has definitely that citrusy, I mean, almost a pineapple is what, you know, kind of comes across to me. But all in all, I think it's a good one. I definitely would drink this one again. I'm gonna go with an 8. I think it's quite tasty. Back at you, Andy.
I was hoping you would say back at you, because I was thinking I would say back at you. Cheers, Ben. It's a great review.
Well, I was asking you to go next, basically.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I caught that. I think this is great. It is thick. It is heavy on the palate, not in a bad way. It's just a lot. Really fills the mouth and the senses, so to say. You get citrus, definitely a little of that passion fruit. Again, I couldn't tell you. Oh yeah, my HVAC's coming on. You notice that? That's part of the attic.
It's a little additional touch that.
Yeah, I never hear it on the playbacks though.
There.
The green guava, I don't know what in the world a guava should taste like. So
Much less a green one.
yeah, it's good. And I'm It is definitely an 8.0 for me. Thinking if there's going to be something there to elevate it more, but I think 8.0 is a good score for this one. I'm very pleased by it. And, you know, crikey, we can't get other half down here. I'm disappointed in that. It's like to get more other halves because there are IPAs that we've had, Green City, Mylar Bags, especially anything that they double dry hopped, it's been gold. It's 8.0.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, this is a great beer. I love it. It's got great flavor, great haze, very juicy to me. I agree with you, Andy. It's hard because we can't find these anywhere. I have to go travel up to DC to get them there, and usually when I'm in DC, I make it a special point to go by there, just because it's a fantastic brewery, and there are several other great breweries in DC, but that's one. Other half is one, and when I'm near there, I will try and make every effort to get there. And that was fun traveling with a big package back last time. It does have the notes of the pine, the tropical. I think you guys have hit on everything. I wish we could get these every day. That'd probably be more what I drink, but I'm gonna have to go with the 9 on this. It's an excellent beer to me. Kind of up there with some of the Trilliums or the Alchemist, or maybe even some of the Treehouse. But it's a great beer.
That is going to be an 8.3 for Space Diamonds from Other Half. Definitely one that we have all really enjoyed. Thanks, Jay, for lugging it back across state lines, however you magically do that.
It's airplanes. The
The
airplane lugged it.
I wasn't going to divulge his secrets, but no, it's
TSA is onto them. TSA watches these.
yeah.
How does he get this beer?
We've had what 3 Other Half beers now. They've all been really, really good. So if you see any Other Half out there, I think right now we would suggest you get them. We've got a few more that are going to be coming up here before too long, so definitely excited about those after the 3 that we have been able to review. With that, though, be sure to like, subscribe, and cheers that notification bell. So the next time we review Other Half, you will get that notification and be able to check out that video. Check us out on all social media links down below, and then come to the Hannah Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server. Come tell us that you can get Other Half all day long and make us feel really bad. Lastly, if you're interested in any hopped up, yeah, Dan specifically, and Mike. Lastly, if you have any interesting hopped up beer review merch like the shirt or koozie Jay has there, go check out the link below. And lastly, again, there's 2 lastlies. Go check out Dan and Mike over at FLX Beer Review. Again, they've got a lot of good reviews on Other Half because they have a lot of access to it, obviously, that we do not. But those guys do a great job with their show and their channel, and just go check them out. And yeah, come say hey to them in our Discord server as well, because they're there also.
You'd think they were paid by Other Half, giving free beer to.
You would think so, yeah. You would think they would share that around with some other people that do beer review shows, but I mean, I don't know. Randy in the attic and Jay, I'm sure they would share if we asked them to. Cheers, mates.